It seems like birds these days are conditioning themselves on man-made areas and impoundments, and are kind of shying or deterring away from the natural habitats that we're so used to hunting for the last 10 or 15 years. So we've worked hard to manage our areas in the off season, and with more people doing what we're doing up north at a much larger scale with hundreds of acres of flooded corn that's not getting frozen up until February, there's no need for those birds to come any further south. So the birds that do come south, we've got to be sure that what we have is what they're looking for. And it takes a lot of work, but in the end, if it all comes together, it's well worth it to watch them, use an area that you've put a lot of sweat equity into. Being from Southampton County, we're lucky to have the deer that we have. We've got a lot of expansive low ground off our rivers that offer the deer a lot of safety zone. They don't receive much pressure, which in turn doesn't really force these deer to become nocturnal. And we feel pretty lucky to be in such a strong agricultural area in Southampton County, to where we have that perfect mix of low ground and ag food source that really produces mature whitetails. My brother crossed paths with a nice deer this year with the bow, and he was able to make that one happen for him. But we give him a lot of credit, because as much time as we spend duck hunting, especially on the cold mornings when the deer are moving, and by the end of November, when the ruts really kicked in for us, we're in the duck swamp and we're hunting ducks. So to be able to knock down a giant like he did is pretty tough, especially for the amount of time that we spend in the swamp chasing a duck.
About 20 steps, 15, 20 steps. It's in the bottom right. I mean, you can see the whole deer's head, but really tighten that screw just a little bit too tight on the last joint, and I couldn't move it because I was like this with the bow, and the doe was just staring up at me. I just couldn't.
All in all, I feel we're fortunate to have the options duck hunting like we do in southeastern Virginia, especially with my partner Josh, that we have two very diverse habitat settings. I kind of focus a lot of my hunting about an hour and 15 minutes west into the state, where there's a lot of swamps and a lot of seasonally flooded woods, where he works in a lot of salt marshes off the Currituck Sound and primarily Back Bay. With that said, if we can't find birds in one area, we can usually move around and locate them in another, which it's always nice just to have a lot of options.